What's up, guys? This is your friendly neighborhood extreme Spidey guy here, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review, part of Nightmare Month, on 2019's Us, directed by Jordan Peele. So, how was this movie made? Well, the project was announced in February 2018, and much of the cast joined in the following months. Peele produced the film alongside Jason Blum and Seth McKitterick. The trio previously having collaborated on Get Out and BlacKkKlansman, as well as Ian Cooper. Filming took place in California, mostly in Los Angeles, Pasadena, and Santa Cruz from July to October 2018. Us premiered at the South by Southwest on March 8th, 2019, and was theatrically released in the US on March 22nd, 2019 by Universal Pictures. It was a critical and commercial success, grossing $256 million worldwide against a budget of $20 million, and received praise for Peele's screenplay, direction, Nyong'o's performance, and Michael Abel's music score. So, what's the story for this movie? Accompanied by her husband, son and daughter, Edie Lan, Wilson returns, to the beachfront home where she grew up as a child. Haunted by a traumatic experience from the past, Adelaide grows increasingly concerned that something bad is going to happen. Her worst fears soon become a reality when four masked strangers descend upon the house, forcing the Wilsons to fight for survival. When the masks come off, the family is horrified to learn that each attacker takes the appearance of one of them. So, what are my thoughts on this movie? This film would have to be one of the best horror films I've seen, and probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Lupita Nyong'o definitely nailed the performance as Adeline Wilson, and I also do like her as I also do like her as Nakia in Black Panther in the Black Panther films. Winston Duke definitely nailed the performance as Gabe Wilson, and Abraham. And and he also did a great job playing the tethered character Abraham, and like I said, Lupita Nyong'o definitely definitely nailed the performance. Definitely also nailed the performance as the tethered character Red. Shandy Wright Joseph definitely nailed the performance as Zora Wilson and Umbre. Evan Alex definitely nailed the performance as Jason Wilson and Pluto. Elizabeth Moss definitely nailed the performance as Kitty Tyler and Dahlia. Tim Heidecker definitely nailed the performance as Josh Tyler and Tex. Yaha Abdul Mateen definitely nailed the performance as Russell Thomas and Wayland. Aina Diop definitely nailed the performance as Rain Thomas and Eartha. Callie Sheldon definitely nailed the performance as Becca Tyler and Lowe. Neil Sheldon definitely nailed the performance as Lindsay Tyler and Nix. Madison Curie definitely nailed the performance as young 80 Line and Young Red. Ashley McCoy definitely nailed the performance as Teenage Land and Teenage Red. Napiria Groves definitely nailed the performance as Dr. Foster and the Amethytus. Long Gowan definitely nailed the performances Don and Joseph. Alan Fraser definitely nailed the performances Ferdy and Jeremiah. Duke Nicholson definitely nailed the performances Danny and Tony. Dustin Yabra definitely nailed the performances Troy and Brand. Nathan Harrington definitely nailed the performances Glenn and Jack. Kara Hayward definitely nailed the performance as Sid. And Jordan Peele definitely nailed the performances The Dying Rabbit and the Funhouse narrator. Excuse me. Jordan Peele's direction is definitely phenomenal in this movie. The editing is phenomenal. The music by Michael Abels is definitely phenomenal in this movie. The Easter eggs are definitely phenomenal in this movie. Like, you can see Jaws as well, which is also one of my favorite films of all time. And the film is definitely scary when you think about it. So the film starts off in 1986. Young Adeline Thomas wanders away from her parents at the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk and enters a funhouse where she encounters a doppelganger of herself in the House of Mirrors. Following the encounter, she stops speaking and withdraws from her family. 33 years later, an adult Angeline reluctantly goes on a vacation with her husband, Gabe Wilson, and children, Zora and Jason. They meet their friends Josh and Kitty, Tyler, and their twin daughters Becca and Lindsay at the beach. On the way, they witness a paramedics taking away the bloody body of an old man holding a sign identical to one Adeline saw on the day of the doppelganger encounter. Jason later sees someone strangely similar to the old man standing with his arms outstretched and hands bloody. That night, Eighty Land relies on the doppelganger story to Gabe. When the lights suddenly go out, Jason notices a family of four in the driveway who breaks into the house corner and the Wilsons. The intruders are the Wilsons, doppelgangers, Pluto, Jason's pyromaniacs, financially scared double, Umbre, Zora's sadistic double, Abraham, Gabe's animalistic double, and Red, Adeline's double. Red is the only one who can speak, albeit in a guttural, raspy voice. Red that are called the tethered, as they share a soul with their counterparts and have come to the another themselves. The Wilsons are separated and terrorized by their doppelgangers. Jason discovers that Pluto mirrors his actions. After Gabe kills Abraham, the family escapes. Meanwhile, the Tyler family is attacked and murdered in their home by the doppelgangers. The Wilsons arrive and are attacked as well, but they manage to overpower the Tyler's doubles. They turn on the news. They learn that the Tethered had been murdering their equivalents across the city. and subsequently joining hands to form a massive human chain similar to one of the hands across America. Demonstration surrounding the city to prevent anyone from entering or exiting. The Wilsons decide to drive along the coast to escape to Mexico. While they're leaving, Umbre apprehends the car, but Zora kills her. Arriving in the boardwalk, the Wilsons find that many townspeople slaughtered. The road is blocked by a burning car. Jason, realizing that it was a trap set by Pluto, orders everyone out of the car before Pluto can ignite the family's car. Jason walks backwards, causing Pluto to do the same thing and walk directly into the fire, while the Wilsons are attacked by Pluto burning to death. Red appears and snatches Jason away. 80 Line chases Red to the fun house where they meet and find a secret entrance that leads to an underground facility overrun by white rabbits, where she finds Red in a classroom. Red explains that the tethered are actually genetic clones created by the government to control populace. When the experiment failed, the tethered were abandoned underground for generations, mindlessly mimicking the actions of their counterparts and surviving on raw rabbit meat. After the other Doppelgangers realized Red was different, she spent years organizing them to escape and take vengeance by murdering their counterparts. Red and 80 Line begin to fight, but Red evades and counters all of 80 Line's attacks. When 80 Line allows Red to attack, she impales Red with a fireplace poker, then strangles her to death and breaks her neck. She rescues Jason from a locker, and Jason also rescues one of the rabbits. While 80 Line drives the family away in an ambulance, she reflects on the night she first met Red and recalls that she herself is in fact the tethered clone, and that Red was the original 80 Line. The clone had choked 80 Line unconscious, her larynx, resulting in her hoarse voice, dragged her underground, trapped her there, and returned to the surface, usurp 80 Line's place in her life. Jason looks at his mother, who smiles at him. And then the ending of the film is the tethered from a human chain that stretches out from Santa Cruz and nearby cities to helicopters hover overhead. And that ending was definitely a happy ending right there. Now, are there any bad qualities I have with this movie? Absolutely not, and here's how I'm going to rate it. I am going to give Us a full, solid 10 out of 10. So tell me your thoughts on Us. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's overrated? Excuse me. Just let me know. And until next time, I'll see you all later.